1, 2, 3. Greetings and salutations.
The universe is just doomed.
Sir, are you classified as human?
Negative. I am a meat popsicle.
Hello,
Hi, welcome.
it's us, Doom Generation.
It's me, Tessa.
And me, Nicole.
Hi.
And Kim is here.
As our fifth element. Oh!
Perfect being, the supreme being.
Supreme
Kim.
being.
Imagine
Whoa,
if
deep
imagine if when she said her name in this, and she's like, and he's like, "What's your name?" And she's like, "Kim."
She's Kim.
Just that.
Kim.
So we are talking about The Fifth Element.
Yes.
1997.
Hmm.
The year I graduated high school.
Oh yeah, I was not quite yet.
Not quite yet.
Quite yet.
And
Yeah.
the song. Let's just peel that Band-Aid off
Well,
quickly. What
yes,
did we
because
just
I was
learn
going
about
to
the-
once we got to like through the cast or whatever, and we talk
Okay.
about who's in it. So we'll
Let's do the cast then. I got
let's
that
do
up
the cast.
top.
Yeah. So Mila Jovovich, of
As
course,
Lilu.
Lilu, and she's got a whole long name that I've got written down later on.
Okay, I didn't write that down. I just have notes next to cast that Elizabeth Berkley auditioned for this.
Oh, did she?
But after Showgirls failed,
Oh, that's
they
right.
wouldn't-
I did
they were
see
like,
that.
"Nope."
Never mind.
And that they considered Julia Roberts for
Really?
Lilu. Not, I can't
there
see it.
can't be because she's like she's weird looking. I mean, like she's gorgeous, she's
Right,
beautiful,
but, she's
like
not
she's
the
weird
perfect being.
looking.
Yeah.
She looks alien, kind of a little bit. So I think that she was the perfect choice. Which, of course, Luc Besson thought she was the perfect choice.
Mm-hmm.
But Bruce Willis was also in this movie,
Corbin Dallas.
and this bleach.
I kind of love it.
I know, like this
It
bleach
works for
on this
him.
hairline. I know, like I was watching this movie and I was like, you know what? Every once in a while, I'm reminded like how cool Bruce Willis was.
Right?
Like he's so cool. He's just so cool,
dude.
baby.
Ever since Moonlighting.
Right? Return of Bruno.
And for this, it was supposed to be Jean Reno.
Oh well, I mean,
And
again.
he was the original choice, and then Mel Gibson was considered.
Oh, well,
for
that was
Corbin
before he
Dallas,
was
which back in
insane.
the day, I guess
I mean, he was kind of in that
he was getting close
like
to that era
Kevin
already.
Costner, Bruce Willis, Mel Gibson. We're kind of on that,
Right?
Right?
The
Like
leading
Tom
man
Cruise,
scale.
I feel like was kind of in there. You know what I mean? Like the
sounds
older
right.
guy. Yes, I said Kevin Costner. That's what I just call him now.
Might as well. Why
I
not?
know, whatever. So Chris Tucker was also in this movie
Yes, Chris Tucker.
as Ruby Rod, who was supposed to be Prince.
It
or
was
Michael
like based
Jackson.
on Prince, sort of, but yeah, they had like if they could have gotten them, they wanted them, but
Could you imagine? Like, I couldn't imagine Prince being that manic.
and that funny.
No, I mean, like you know what? He probably could be funny, but
I
it would
don't
be
know.
like real low
Very
key,
dry and low key.
very dry, very low key. I feel like
I don't think you could have got him to do that over the top.
No, I
Ruby
don't think
Rod
not like that.
character.
He would have done a different over the top. He would have
Yeah.
said everything with his eyes. I feel like he would have said everything with his eyes, and Chris Tucker looked great in those outfits, but Prince would have
He
looked
did.
better.
True.
Like that's just the truth. Sorry,
Gary Oldman as Zorg,
Zorg.
which he said he played as a cross between Ross Perot and Bugs Bunny.
I also saw that. I thought that I wasn't going to be able to unsee that. And then now that you mention it, because I forgot about it, and I was like,
Like,
oh,
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
because he's
that's
got that accent, like that weird
Yeah. I don't
corn
know
fried
what
with that
yeah, I
with
don't
the
know what
outfit
I
that
guess
he was
it's
wearing.
a Ross
like
Perot
it was,
accent.
Yeah,
I
I guess so. And Mai Wen, who was Diva Plavalaguna, and she was the one that was married.
to Luc Besson.
And she got married to him when he was 31 and she was 16. They started dating when she was 15.
Ooh.
And they got married because she was pregnant.
Ooh.
I don't know if that was but he married her when she was pregnant.
And then he met little 19-year-old Mila Jovovich.
And that relationship lasted until the filming of this movie. So while she's out there practicing, because she practiced hard
Right.
to do that shit. So while she was doing all that time, little Luke was creeping with little Mila. And they were married for like 2 years after that. And that was her second marriage. She got married at what was it, 16?
16 to the kid that was her
The
boyfriend.
co-star
in
in Dazed and Confused. Wylan.
Wow.
Wylan.
Ian Holm as Cornelius.
Cornelius.
Luke Perry.
Yeah, and he got the
As
and
Billy.
Luke Perry and
He
Luke
was in
Perry
it for
as
5
Billy.
minutes.
Right. What was that about?
I don't know. He's credited 6th and says less than 100 words.
I mean, he got the and credit. Maybe he
Yeah.
paid extra.
I don't know. He was coming hot off the 90210 fame, and they were like,
When did 8 Seconds come out? I feel like that was before.
maybe. Brian James. What is
Oh,
who's
yeah.
that?
Brian James is the general.
Oh, General Murillo.
Is it Mario or Monroe?
Monroe, probably. Why
I
did I
don't
write?
know.
I think I wrote it down from IMDb, but
It could be. I don't know. I just heard it. I didn't see it written, so I don't know.
Seconds was 94. Buffy was 92.
oh, 94.
Oh, okay.
so
92,
this was a ways
94,
after.
97. So this was after.
Yeah.
So he had already had I guess he had a bigger movie career than I was aware of. Oh, I'm sorry, Luke. He's right here.
He's right there. My
He's
little
watching
prayer
me.
candle.
He's watching me. He's behind me right now, isn't he?
Yep. John Neville, aka Baron Munchausen.
Yes!
As General Statert.
Yeah, in the beginning.
Yeah, he's only also in it for like 5 minutes.
I saw that. I was like, oh, holy shit, Baron. That was the other one I couldn't remember. That were like Bruce Willis again, Gary Oldman again,
And
John,
John
Neville
Neville
again.
again.
Yep.
Tricky as right arm.
Yes, I
He's
saw that. I
Zord's
was
right
like, oh
arm.
shit, there's Tricky.
This movie was so 90s.
I
was
know.
so 90s.
And speaking of 90s, also remember that model that was bald? That
I
had the
have a
dragon
note.
tattooed. I was like, oh my
I had her
god.
fucking poster on my wall.
Yes.
Anytime I saw her in a magazine, I fucking tore that shit out and put it on my wall.
She was like my favorite.
Yeah.
I took out all her pictures and put them on the wall.
She was a badass.
I don't remember. I couldn't tell you what her name is.
And then I have only one other cast note because the guy who plays the policeman who's sitting at McDonald's when he crashes into him and then he chases him, his name is Mac McDonald, and he played the captain in Red Dwarf, which is one of my favorite BBC series that
okay.
was like a sci-fi comedy, and he was the captain in that. And so like for people who were into sci-fi, that might have been
Right.
like, oh shit,
Oh,
I
it's
know that guy.
that guy, and he's at McDonald's. Oh.
He's at McDonald's.
Oh, and also Jean-Paul Gaultier
Is the
did all of the
Fashion,
costumes and
yes.
personally inspected every single extra, everybody, and not one bullet bra.
right?
Not one.
What's that about?
Not one.
You could have totally pulled that off.
I
in the
know.
future.
I mean,
There was no
Madonna
reason
would have
to-
sued. I don't know
Yeah,
what their
maybe.
contract was like. Maybe that was
It was the exclusive for Madonna.
Yes,
She's the only one
that's
who
why
gets
I
the
can't
cone
get one.
boobies. Yes.
I'm so fucking mad. I want one so bad. I want to wear it over some slacks.
And did you see that he wrote this screenplay when he was in high school?
Did he?
He came up with this story as a little kid, this world,
Oh,
as
you
a
know
little
what?
kid, and like wrote it down as a teenager, starting when he was 16.
Right.
But it didn't get released till he was 38.
Well, when he was already moving on to
Maybe that's why he was stuck in his 16-year-old world. That's why he
Right,
dated
that's why he was dating teenagers,
He's still
the fucking
mentally
creep.
16.
the fucking creep. Well, he said also from dating my Wen or whatever at 15 to 16 and marrying her that's what inspired Leon,
The profession.
the professional, which just man, and Gary Oldman's in that too.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Wow. And did you notice? Okay, so I have a couple of trivias. Do you have any trivias? Because I wrote a couple things
No,
down
if
for
you've got
once.
stuff, you got them tittle biddles, give them to me.
The parasites that they sprayed out of the landing gear were boglins.
Okay, I was wondering what those were. I was like, they're
I had
either
the fucking
that
boglins, yeah.
or those. I thought they were the remember
bumble
those
balls.
little yeah
they're,
yeah
they're both. It
Yeah.
was well, it says there's a bumble ball and there's boglins.
Oh,
So it's like
so it's
there's
like the
stuff so
skin
it looks
of
like
with
it's
the thing.
moving around or whatever. Yeah,
all
yeah.
right, okay.
The buildings in New York City miniature were up to 20 feet tall. The street was
cool.
80 feet long, and it took 9 months to build.
That's cool.
And is that all I have? That might be. Yeah, I think that's all of the trivia
Okay,
that I have.
okay.
And so let's get straight into the
Let's
action.
go.
Oh, wait.
Mobius.
What?
The artist Mobius.
The artist Mobius?
Yeah, he crafted the world.
Oh, he
Oh,
crafted,
it crafted
this world.
the world of the whole thing. Oh, well, they did. Also, the language, the divine language, is a real
yeah, she
language
really
that they
learned
made,
it.
and she really
Yeah.
learned it. And her and Luc Besson would have conversations. Of course, they would. Of course, they
That's
fucking
how
would. I
she
know.
fucking-
That's
that's
how
how
that
they
shit happened.
talked about that shit
oh,
with no one
you know
knowing.
that was going on during the ippity dippities.
The ippity dippity.
I don't know. I was gonna just say fucking. I guess I could just say fucking.
The ippity dippity.
The ippity dippities, the creepity ippities. I don't
Is
know.
that like
they
a
were
chickle chickle? What's
yeah,
the
it's a little bit like that. They
All
were
right.
shipple 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 like ippity dippity. I don't know when they do the tiptoe around the trailer when they go to the, you know.
I was gonna say too
I know.
Toe through the tulips.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Tiptoe through
Dippity
the
dippity.
tulips.
Dippy doopy. Yeah. So anyway, we're in Egypt, right? It's 1914.
Right? And there's some kids in the desert. They're helping this professor and his assistant on
Right.
this dig site.
Aziz, light.
Poor Aziz. With
I
this
know.
Big old
He just
brass
wants to take a
fucking
nap.
pan.
Like, how long has he been over there?
He's
Like,
all hot and he's
I
holding this
know.
fucking metal plate in the sun.
he's like trying to do the little reflector thing, and Billy, little Luke Perry, is over there with his little boots kicked up, being cute.
doing little sketches while
Yeah, he's drawing shit.
the
Like
professor reads this glyph.
this has like nothing. Billy
He didn't
has
need to be
nothing to,
there.
do with
Nope.
anything. Nope.
No.
I mean, he needed to be there because Luke Perry should always be there, but
But no, he didn't add or
there,
take
nope,
anything away.
Nope,
There
he
was
could
really
not
no
been
need
there, and it
for
would
an
have made
assistant.
no difference whatsoever because he's just extra.
Yep.
He was less important than Aziz because Aziz was holding the light.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
That's true. He's
that
just
was
over there
weird.
being cocky and cute.
That he
Sitting
must
with
have
his little
known
feet,
somebody.
but-
That was weird.
Right?
That was just a weird addition. So he's looking at the thing.
So
that
yeah, the professor's reading these glyphs,
Right.
deciphering what's happening.
saying that there's chaos every 5,000 years. There's like a door that's open, and when there's 3 planets and an eclipse and a black hole and all this shit. And the people are gathering the 4 elements around the 5th element. Like there's the little thing that shows that shit.
And then meanwhile, this little like priest dude, or he's not little, just a regular
He's
sized priest
shady.
dude.
That's why you say he's little, because he's shady, being shady
Yeah,
and
he
little,
being shady.
creeping around the corners.
And as soon as he hears like, they know too much, and he's like
Oh.
gonna poison their asses.
yeah, I was like, was he
Unnecessary.
just gonna poison? Like, that's gonna
Especially
stop
with
it.
with what's gonna happen in just a second here.
I
It was
know,
really unnecessary.
Like
to kill
they're gonna
them.
be real mad.
Or maybe it just was gonna make them forget. I don't know. But so he comes in all with his water, like, it's
And
time
then-
to celebrate, and
And
he's
they're
like,
not going to be suspicious,
right? And he's
like,
like,
"Who
I'm
are
not
you?"
celebrating with water? Well,
Yeah,
they
he's all-
knew him.
Oh well, yeah, I guess
It
so.
seemed like he was somebody who, like, he probably granted them access to the temple or
well,
something.
because the other
this
guy was a
temple.
priest too. The other guy that was kinda
Yeah, so
helping,
he
right?
was the one who was in charge of.
Okay.
But like, why did you even let them in here then? You're
I
trying
don't
to protect
know.
this knowledge.
I don't know because they were.
It was a little confusing right there.
yeah, it was kind of muddled. I guess it doesn't really matter because it was a 16-year-old that wrote it.
I guess. So they don't want to toast with water.
No,
Luke
go
goes
get
and
the-
grabs some wine.
Yes.
And now a shadow's descending.
Womp, 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 womp,
And we
womp,
see
womp.
this magnificent ship outside landing.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
These
And
creatures, they march in.
Professor doesn't notice shit.
No, because
It
he's
gets
busy.
dark. He's over there. Aziz light
Right,
and
light.
those bright ass lights
Right,
in the
he's like,
ship
yeah,
come on, and
that's
he's like,
better.
"Oh, thank you,
Thank
Perfect."
you. Like Billy's over there. He's drawing the shit that he sees, and like he could just leave it alone.
I
Billy
don't know
could
why.
just
Yeah,
because they ignore him.
If he was really paying attention to what was happening here, he would have realized there was no threat.
right.
These aliens are not mean. They're not trying to harm nobody. They're
not
just
even
there for
looking
their
at you.
stones.
Yeah, they come in. They want the stones. He opens up the wall, and inside the wall is the stones.
And this, like, what do you call that? A sarcophagus?
Yeah, like
That's
the thing-
screaming at the ceiling.
Right, like that
Yeah,
one was all crazy.
That was pretty cool.
And like he's like, well, in 300 years, if evil returns, like we'll be back. And here's where like, cool it, Billy. He's like,
Yeah.
shooting.
Well, he sees that the professor passed out, but like they didn't do anything to him.
No,
he
they
fainted because
just-
he saw aliens. Like,
Right,
if you
like,
were
he was
watching
just-
the show here,
They were
Billy,
ignoring you. Like, be thankful to be
Yeah.
ignored. Like, you could just chill and see what's happening before you get all gung ho.
and
Billy.
yeah, and then him like so he trips and ends up shooting, and the one alien gets like stuck inside,
Right. Time doesn't matter. Only life does. And he puts his little
but he puts
key
his hand out and he lets the guy get the key that opens the wall that the alien stuck in.
Well, he tells him, like,
Why didn't he just open the fucking
I
wall and
don't
let
know.
the alien out?
I don't know. Because it only opens from the outside.
He took he was on
Well,
the
yeah,
outside, the
that's
priest,
true.
and he took the key.
That's true. I
He
don't
could
know.
have just
Did
let
he get
that dude out.
squished inside it?
Well, his
though?
hand was squished, but I don't know. It wasn't clear if I don't
See,
think the whole room
again, it was
squished
written
down.
by a teenager. I don't know. He puts out the key. He's like, teach others.
Pass on the knowledge.
Pass
until
on the
our
knowledge
return.
or whatever. Like, life is important. The ship leaves, and now we're in the future.
300 years later with Baron Munchausen.
Right, and President Debo.
Yes, and a huge object comes out and is like blasts fire or
Right,
electricity
it's like
or something.
a weird thing in the sky, and then Priest Bilbo comes in.
Priest
And he's like,
Bilbo,
"You gotta
that's right,
stop."
I forgot it's fucking
Yeah.
Bilbo. How did I forget that?
Priest Bilbo and President Debo. Obviously, that this is.
Oh my god! And at one point, David's wearing a Devo hat.
Oh shit, that's right.
We got Devo, and
Bilbo.
Bilbo. We gotta find some more in here. We're gonna find some more in here. We're about to
we're
blow.
gonna find some
the
more in
conspiracy is real. What does it mean? Nothing.
This
But it's
is
fun.
the fifth element.
The fifth element is a word that ends in O. Lilu! Oh! Motherfucker.
Wow. Wow.
That's it.
That's
Show's
it.
over.
That's it. Show's over. Roll credits. We're done here. We're done here.
So they're back on Earth in New York. The president's talking to his crew, whatever, about the findings. What the fuck is this?
Yeah,
thing?
they don't know
and
what
it's
it is.
getting bigger.
Right. They're like, well, we're going to fire at it.
Baron wants to shoot
He's
first,
like, yeah,
ask
no, I
questions
don't,
later.
like, bad idea. Like, look at that fucking thing.
Yeah.
Does that look like it's going to do shit?
And then Father Bilbo's there like,
He's like, no,
Hey,
don't
hey.
do it. Like,
and did you notice all the broken blood vessels in his eye right here?
Yeah.
I had never noticed, but his whole eye in the center was blood
maybe he got
red.
smacked by something in
I'm
the
guessing.
filming or whatever. Maybe there was something that happened
I
to
meant
him.
to look that up. Like, is that, I don't know.
He did his
Ian
own
Holm
stunts.
eye injury, fifth
He
element.
did
I
his
don't know
own
what to look up.
stunts and he got an injury.
I don't remember him having a ton of stunts, but
I mean, I don't know.
so he explains what this thing is. It's
Right.
absolute evil. This is going to make it stronger. If you
Right.
shoot it, they shoot anyway.
Of course. Well, the president tries to say, like,
Yeah, he
I have a
does.
doubt. And, like, General Munchausen
I
was
don't.
like, I don't. Boop, boop,
Boop,
boop.
boop. Oh, it's increased by 200%.
So they shoot at it again. Come on.
Really? And then he's like, get out of there. And he's just
Like,
stunned by it and just gets engulfed. And the little fireball skull shoots.
I
him.
know. He's like oozing, sweating black goo. Like, la, 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 la.
That's what happens when you get close to the evil, I guess.
I
'cause that
guess
happens
so.
to Zorg later, too.
Right? It's like when it talks to you.
Yeah, it makes your brain
It's going to come over there and
bleed or
talk to you.
something.
Better not
watch
ever
out.
hit me and make me find out about it.
So then we meet Mr. Corbin Dallas.
Bruce Willis is over there. He's waking up in South Brooklyn, New York.
With these little short ciggies.
And I know, what year is this supposed to be? It said the day. but
300 years after we
I know,
started.
I
And you
feel
said
like
it was
said
what?
it on the
I can't remember.
whatever. It
I
doesn't
don't know if it
fucking
said
matter.
the
But
year.
he's trying to quit smoking. His whole entire closet that he lives in is dedicated to
And
quitting
now,
smoking.
this big ass aquarium, those weren't real fish, right?
I
was
didn't
that like
think
digital
so.
fish or something? Or
I
like
thought it was like a
electronic
screen.
fish?
Yeah, they didn't
Because
make
this
that
is
clear.
unreasonable. You live in like a 10 by 20 fucking
Unreasonable.
cubicle. You have a giant fish
Right?
tank
Like
in
a
your
very
apartment.
well done.
Your bed is in the floor. Your shower is your fridge, but you got room
Right.
for like a 5 foot wide
And
aquarium.
where does it go? Like, if it's all like, if space is that much of a fucking issue, couldn't you just have the space where those things creep up into?
Right? Because where
What
does
the
it
fuck?
go?
Where does it
Where's
go?
my second story if my fucking shower goes up into the
Right.
ceiling?
Who
It became
lives
that
up
dude's
there?
shower when I fucking
Right?
lifted
Like, do you
it
have
up.
to schedule a time?
You got to share your fridge with the guy below and your shower with the guy above.
Right. Why couldn't you just have the space
And
then?
he has a cat, and I don't know. It just seems weird to me that in the future,
right.
you live what 25,000 stories up in this fucking apartment.
It's like the Jetsons. They live like
Yeah.
above the pollution.
And you just have a cat trapped in this like 20 by 10 cubicle all day. It doesn't go. I can't go out.
the cat
There's no
doesn't
yard.
give a shit.
There's no yard or anything. Where is it shitting? You're telling me he didn't come home? Like I didn't never see no little
Oh, it probably
future litter
smelled real
box.
sharp in there.
That was adorable little kitty though.
Oh,
Was there
little-
her name Sweetie? He kept calling her
Sweetie,
Sweetie,
honey, darling,
something like
whatever,
that.
whatever Bruce Willis words Bruce Willis uses.
So the phone's ringing. He gets up and we see the Sanrio pencil dispenser that
Yes.
is his apartment.
His little
It's got
thing,
the
yes.
pop up.
It's-
Everything slides back
Pencil
in.
case,
Pencil
Sanrio
case,
pencil
yes.
case that he lives in.
Totally. It has all the little. Everything turns into something else. Sucks into a wall.
Right, he's a cab driver. We find out.
Yeah, and he gets a call from somebody. I guess an old military buddy. Or
Yeah,
something?
he's ex-military, I guess. Or no, that Finger, his boss.
Oh, that's his boss, but
I
he
think
knows
so.
he's ex-military
Yeah,
or something,
he,
and is talking
like,
to him
clear
about that.
it. And like, then he goes out into the hallway, and this fucking mugger, it's all Looney Tunes with
It
the
was
picture
very,
of the
yeah,
hallway.
he has the picture of the hallway.
He's like, drive into my tunnel.
He's all shaking and shit. Like,
I know.
What kind of drugs
like he's
is
like a
this guy
tweaker.
on?
He's like, give me the cash.
And he's like, oh, but your gun's not armed. And he tricks
Right.
him into disarming
And then
his
he
gun.
has a bunch.
He has a whole, again.
And where did those go?
Those went up from the fucking ceiling.
I
What
feel
the
like you could
hell?
have more room in this apartment. I feel
think
like
so.
this is
I think
poorly
there's
constructed.
a second floor. There's
I-
space up there.
There's got to be. He could at least have that space and just have a refrigerator next to his shower.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He
I don't know.
disarms this drug addict and then goes in and gets in his cab to start work for the day.
Yeah, it's like a checkered cab even.
Mm-hmm.
He's only got 5 points left on his license.
I love that he's still rocking the dice on the mirror. And
Yes!
fucking 20.
I'm surprised
65, or I
he
don't know.
doesn't
I don't
have
know
like
what
the
you're supposed to be.
dingleberries on the...
Right?
on
The
the
little
header or whatever.
Yes. So back to the priest explaining the evil to the president, that it wants to exterminate all forms of life. Only one thing can stop it, the weapon.
Right, and they got 48 hours to preserve all of life in the galaxy,
And
I'm
you
guessing.
see the Madoshawan on their way, the ones from the beginning, the aliens from the beginning, on their way back to Earth with the stones.
Yes.
When the Mangalore intercept them.
Exactly. Like they said they were going to come back. They totally did. They were going to come back to help. They were bringing
Those stones
the
back.
stones
Yep.
and all the things that they need to defeat.
And the fifth element. They
Right.
had her
And
on
they
the
had the
ship,
fifth
too.
element. So they had all of the things to come back and help. But the Mangalore shoot them down.
We find out the Order of Zorg.
Right.
And these tiny ships fuck this giant ship
I
up.
know.
They're going around like mosquitoes and shit, but they
Yeah.
they had some
They gave it
hardcore
malaria.
firepower or something.
It crashes the whole thing. They call Zorg.
Like
Here
we'll have
come
what
Gary
you asked
Oldman
for
with this
soon.
little
yes, this
side
little,
bob
and I
and
saw
the plastic thing.
I saw something in the trivia about because of his limp with the obvious there's like a metal sound
Yeah,
and
yeah,
because
yeah.
of the plastic cap that you're supposed to assume that he was injured somehow in a weapons accident.
I would imagine.
Never even occurred to me that plastic plate was not just a fucking fashion statement.
You know what?
Didn't
I
ever
assumed
occur to
that
me it
the
was not-
leg was
The
an
leg was an injury.
But I
thing
just
on the
assumed
head-
that was a fashion choice
It's
because his
supposed to
hair
be-
comes through
yeah.
it like it's like part of his.
I thought it was just part of his look.
I thought he just was rocking it. I
But
mean,
I
why
don't,
not?
so I don't know if that's actually from anybody in the film, but it was just something that I found. That was
Either
like,
way.
that's something
Either
that's
way,
protecting
he's got a
his
plastic
skull.
place like Cousin Eddie. This plastic plate. When they use the microwave, he like pisses his pants and forgets who he is for half an hour.
So the priest gets sent home, and
Yeah, they're like, "We got this."
Yeah, they're like, no, we're good. Whatever. And they find the only survivor from this crash is a hand,
Yes, it's got
which
a
looks
couple
like the
cells.
hand from the Mandoshawan
Yeah, the
aliens.
things,
Which
yeah.
so that's what's inside of those is little
I'm
Mila
guessing-
Jovoviches,
An
because that's what
entire
it fucking
planet.
turns into.
Right,
That
but
big old
she's-
metal alien hand gets
but
reconstructed
they
into
weren't
her.
all fifth elements.
No, but maybe she's one of their species.
Or she was just wearing it for traveling. Those are her traveling fits.
Yeah, I'm not sure because she had some sort of big metal hand.
Yeah,
but then
she
when they
was dressed like they
made
look
her,
like
she
the
was
thing.
her.
Because they look like those. They had the big.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure about that because I don't know why I hadn't watched the beginning of this movie in a
Right.
while. Like we talked about, it starts
Yeah, yeah,
when she
like
jumps
I-
off the building, right?
Yes, exactly.
And so because I forgot all this part about ancient Egypt and all of this different
Right.
stuff, I forgot about that. What they find to regenerate her is this big old metal alien hand.
Yeah. And
So
you
yeah,
know what?
I never thought about that. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe that's the species she was a
Maybe a
Mondoshawan, which is why they
Mondoshawan.
know all about her and
Maybe.
what to do.
Maybe that's why they brought her. They knew how to get her.
And this is pretty sweet CGI for 97.
Mm.
The reconstruction of her body,
yes,
that was kind of awesome.
I mean, it was kind of good. Like the TVs are too good now, so you can kind of see
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
cartooniness. But for 97,
Yeah.
that was really good.
and so she gets all wrapped up in thermal bandages, which is that first
Yes, that
the
white
explanation
Jean-Paul
for
Gaultier.
her fucking Jean-Paul Gaultier
Yes,
bandage
that's when
outfit.
she comes up with that. And they did that to her hair until it got real damaged, and then they put a wig on her.
And I have a note later, but let's just talk about it now. She's a perfect, supreme being
And
with
that's what her
crispy
hair
fucking
looks like.
fried
I
hair.
know.
Why would she have crispy, bleached, and orange dyed hair that looks like it's never been washed or brushed as a
It's-
perfect being?
it was
and it's in a
Jean-Paul
funky
Gaultier's-
bob.
Yeah, I don't know. It must have just fit that.
I mean, it looked.
It's iconic.
Yeah, I love it. I love her whole look.
But-
But as I was watching it this time, it was the first time I ever thought, looking at the close up on
Right,
the
you're like-
HDTV of her hair, that I went,
oh,
"Ooh,
why
girl."
would that be the
Talking
thing?
about VO5. Who was it you said needed the
Yeah,
VO5? When we were talking about that, the twins from the new
Oh,
Exorcist,
the Exorcist,
movie.
yeah.
yeah.
They need a hot
She
oil treatment.
Get one for Lilu too.
Right,
She need a
she needs
VO5
leave-in
hot oil.
conditioner. She just shave it off and start over again.
Yeah,
that was a mess.
crispy as fuck.
Had
Crisp.
a lot of hair like her hair was falling.
Yeah, they said her hair fell out, and they eventually
so
had
they
to
just
use
did a wig. Like they
Yeah.
should have just did a wig to
Well, and
begin
this was
with.
me in high school. The same time this was happening to her, 1997, was the time
Yeah.
that I was hardcore bleaching my hair, burning my scalp, like big quarter-size scabs, because I was using
Right.
40 volume developer blonde booster and putting a plastic bag on my head and
Oh,
going
yeah.
in the sun
Using that
to
lightning
get
shit.
platinum. And my hair was crisp, just like hay,
Dust.
just like. And so when I graduated, I went from Lilu to that model.
Yes,
With the
with the
fucking shaved
tattoo
head. I
head.
was like, just get rid of it. Like,
Oh my
start
God.
over. And I've done that, once since then? I
Yeah.
think once since I've known you, I shaved my head for the same reason. Where, like,
It just got to be
fucked it
too
up
much.
so much with dyeing it that just fucking...
Yeah.
I got a nice round head.
Start over again.
Start
Start
from the
over.
beginning. So anyway,
Yes. So she
wakes up in a panic.
right, she's like scared and writhing, all like
It
oh.
seems like she can't breathe in there or something.
Right. Well, like she was dead.
yeah,
kind
and she
of.
just like woke
She was
up.
mostly dead.
Yeah. And whatever language she's speaking, the phonic detector does not
Right, they're like,
understand.
I don't know what the fuck that is, and they're like, "Could she get out of there?" You're like, no, it's an unbreakable,
unbreakable.
too. Well,
Except for when she
breaks
puts her
it.
fist through it and smacks his head into the glass.
right, and she like leaps through the wall to escape.
And like, all of this could have been avoided
I know.
if she had calmed the fuck down for a minute and assessed the situation. Because the priest
'Cause
was
she's-
like, he knew this general. Like, if she
I
had
know.
stopped and just like learned to talk to this general who was right there, who just talked to the priest and explained, I'm the supreme being. I'm looking for
She figured out
Cornelius.
Vito Cornelius.
But no, instead she goes out the fucking ventilation shaft,
she was mostly
out
dead
on a
that day.
ledge, fucking 2,500 stories
They're
in
all
the
telling
air.
her, like, hey, hold still, like, don't move. Like, is she listening?
That cop
to-
was so bored.
no.
Yeah, that will solve everything.
Yeah, tell her to calm down.
Yeah,
Women
that's
love
it.
that.
Are you on
Women
your
love that.
period or something?
Oh, that was the problem. And they put her in a white bandage outfit.
I know. She's like, well, it was just maxi
No
pads.
wonder she's freaking out.
Just
Trying
pads.
to get out of there before
Right,
the
before she
blood
fills
show.
them up.
Yep.
Make one with pads now.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Make one out
oh
of
my
pads
god.
entirely.
I wonder if I can do that. If I can, on the photo edits, if I can just
Put
replace
pads.
her fucking thermal bandages with maxi pads across.
Well, not if they're unused. Then it's not gross.
And so yeah, so she gets out on this ledge and there's like flying cars zooming past. She's terrified.
Oh, I know. It's so cool. Like,
She's never seen
the
anything
thing
like
The
this.
train thing
Oh.
comes down the side of the
Vertical?
building. Yeah,
Ugh.
that's cool. And like, she just jumps.
Yeah, she just decides to leave it to fate.
I guess so. She jumps off the thing, and
And I choked up.
I
This
know
leap of faith into
I
the fucking
know.
atmosphere. I was like, even though I know what happens.
I know what happens
I
and
saw,
whatever,
like,
but it's just so fucking cool. Like that
Yes.
shot
she
of
falls
her
so
like
hard
coming
and
off
fast.
of the thing, and she falls right through,
Corbin's taxi roof.
right, and like
1 point left.
Right.
She's got 1 point on his license
she's
now.
over there, and she's like telling him like "Jala boom, bada boom,"
And he's like all amused by this because this
It's
is his
like-
real reaction, right? This was the first time he heard
Yeah,
her
'cause
speaking
she-
the weird language.
He'd never heard her speak the language, and he didn't know what she was gonna look like.
Mm-hmm.
He knew she was in the movie.
And so I think this amusement on his face
Right,
is
it's
totally
like,
genuine of like, oh,
what
look at
the
this
fuck are you
adorable
doing?
little
Yeah,
creature
bada
just
boom,
saying
big
shit
bada
to me. I
boom,
don't
big bada boom.
understand. Yes.
Right, and so
Oh,
now,
I understand big bada boom.
Yes,
yeah.
I got that. Now here come the filth.
Oh, they want to arrest her.
Right, you have an unauthorized person or something in
Right.
your
And at first
cab.
he's like, sorry.
Yeah,
this is
like,
your ride. Because I
I
mean,
got
he's
1 point
ex-military. Of course
right.
he's
well,
going to
then
like
he's got
comply.
1 point left. He lives in that shoebox that could have way
Yes.
more room if he wanted it.
Ugh.
And like she sees the little feed the children thing.
Oh,
and
and again, I get teary.
please
Help. And I'm like, oh my God, her face.
I know she's like a little angel
She's
baby.
so terrified little angel face.
Please.
And he can't handle it either. He
Help.
does
I know,
what
he's
any
like,
of us would do.
Fuck.
And fucking
Off he goes.
Well, no, first he lets him at first still
Right,
when
get
she's doing
the-
this.
Yeah.
And then once they anchor into his car and shit, he's like, she's still back there crying. And he's like,
Right.
all
he's
right,
like, all
fine.
right. And now it's
No points
chase
on your
scene
license.
time. And she's like, bah, 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 bah. He's like, look, lady, I only speak 2 languages, English and bad English.
Yeah. And
And,
that's when they crash into the McDonald's cops that are out there getting their Mickey D's.
Right. They like roll through and they like the cops ambush him like Bonnie and Clyde style.
Right?
And like he dives down, like straight down through
Into
the
the fog.
traffic.
Gotta get to the fog.
Right. And they go, they hide behind a billboard in the pollution.
And she's now like passed the fuck out
Right.
because she did not have her seatbelt on.
No, she was like,
She
on
was
the
getting
thing.
thrown all over the back of
Oh
this
my
taxi.
gosh, yeah.
And so he gets down into the broken window. He like lets himself out of the belt to go check on her.
Right.
And she wakes up and all she says is a
Vito
priest
Cornelius.
Cornelius and passes out again.
Cornelius, and yeah.
Cornelius. So he brings her to Cornelius, which
Cornelius.
wow, how did he find him?
Right?
There's
she
phone
says
books in the
priest, I
future?
guess. He didn't say anything about the internet.
Priest Cornelius.
I guess, and he must have. Well, he's a cab driver. You could probably look it up, right?
I guess
He's
maybe.
got the white pages.
And so he thinks they're there to get married. Like he brought this fainted woman in bandages.
Congratulations,
to come get
marriages are downstairs.
Time to
but
get married.
He also knows to show him her tattoo.
I don't think he meant to show it to him. He says something about she said your name, and then her arm flops down like at
maybe,
the same
and he
time, and
sees
he
it.
spots
She's
the
got
thing on her wrist that she's got the
The
elements
symbols on the
tattooed, yeah.
rocks. He's like, oh shit, that's the fifth element.
Yeah,
She's like,
now he's
"Fifth
he's like,
element."
oh shit.
And then he passes out.
I
He
thought it
faints.
would be a he. Like he would.
Right,
Of course
he was
you
like-
did.
Come on,
Why?
Why?
Did they not say perfect supreme being?
right?
Why would you assume it's a man?
I mean,
How often has it been? The one time when it
That
was like
one
Jesus? Okay.
well, I mean, depending on who you're talking about.
Depending
okay.
on who you ask.
Okay. Well, I mean, it probably wouldn't have like any gender at all if it's
I would
supreme
think.
being.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that
would
wouldn't
think maybe there's
be too
maybe she got a
supreme.
cloaca
Well,
down there.
Well, cloaca. She got them titties though.
Just a little bitty titty committee
She's the president.
of the little bitty titty committee. But
She's
they're-
not only
but
the
they're
president,
perfect.
but she's also a client.
They're
she's also
perfect.
19.
Damn
Of course
titties
they're
is
perfect.
All right. So the priest passes out. Corbin slaps him awake, and then
Right.
he's like, "Okay, you got to wake her up gently, though.
Yes.
She's like a miracle. You can't slap her awake."
He explains that she speaks a divine language and wake her up gently. And he's like, oh, so I
So make out with her while she's unconscious.
Yeah, that's what I take that to mean.
I'm right on top of that rose.
Right? And like she draws on him.
She does. She's like, mm-mm.
Pop, pop, pop. He's like, you're right, you're right, you're right.
He knows immediately, like, fuck, okay.
And
So
she
he
says-
introduces himself.
Right. And like,
Me, Corbin.
and
You.
she says, Lilu manai lakarini ba lamanai chai ekbat disabat.
Oh, great. Shit's floating around the room now, Tessa.
Right, yeah, I know.
Said some sort of spell.
Now the furniture's floating.
Edraziba. Now we have a casserole with a fucking
Oh,
monster in it.
No.
Yeah, that's a hell of a name. So,
Yeah, and
so
he's like-
he asked for a shorter
Like, is
name.
it short?
Something smaller.
Lilu.
All right. He likes that one.
And Vito comes in his vestments with the key, and she's like, yay!
Yeah, finally, I got where I need to be.
So now, see ya, Mr. Dallas. Bye, 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 bye. You gotta get out of here.
And he asked the priest, what's ectogamete mean?
Never without my permission.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And before we get to the next part, we're going to take a quick break.
Yep, because you have my permission.
So we'll be right back.
Yes.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back, and Finger has been calling all day.
Yeah, Corbin gets home with his fucking cab that is now filled with bullet holes.
Yes, it's a mess.
The roof is caved in. It's destroyed.
It's, yeah, he's got 1 point. Or no,
No,
he had
no
already
points
had
now,
one. He's
I
got
think,
no
yeah.
points. Yeah, he takes the whole thing off.
Yeah,
Of
the
the-
whole thing that registers his points or
Right,
whatever.
right. So meanwhile, Lilu is learning 5,000 years of human civilization and eating entire reconstituted
Devouring
chickens.
chicken.
Chicken, gun.
Chicken. She's so adorable with her
I
little
know.
chicken, her clutching this whole chicken to her chest.
And they want to know where are the stones.
Stolen.
Stolen, but she knows exactly where they are.
Flash to Zorg. They're
he's-
asking him about firing people.
He's trading heavy weapons to the Manginas.
Yeah, we don't see that yet. First, Lilu gets her new outfit.
Oh,
Her
that's
rubber
right. He
fucking-
brings all the.
These are all the clothes you have available?
I
In
know.
the priest's apartment, you had a
Well,
orange
he
rubber.
sent David out for shit. He just picked up a bunch of shit. I don't know what he. I
But
don't know
like
where
the
he
way
went.
the priests are dressed, like yeah, okay, Corbin's got a little sexy fit on. He's got a little
Right.
orange. Were they supposed to be matchy? Because he's got the orange with the cutouts too.
Maybe, I don't know, but it's really cute. She got the little baby tee and that unitard
And she just strips
plastic
down
thing,
behind them.
whatever.
They're like, what? Turn
Well, they were
around."
like, they made sure to bring her a makeup applicator.
Yeah.
You know, the things you just hold it up there and she gets makeup.
Yes.
I want one of them,
I know.
Do
That's
it for me.
amazing. Where's my
Zap.
makeup box?
right? Little goggles. Goggles. Jesus. Stop.
She knows where the stones are. That the Mangalores have them, and they're
There
bringing
you
them
go.
to Zorg, and that's where we see them show up. And he's wearing that human face,
Right.
The leader
He's
that
like,
Zorg doesn't like.
take it off.
Be
Like,
proud of your face.
be proud of yourself. Be proud of your face.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Yeah. He has like a
Yeah,
Steel Magnolias.
Ross
thing.
Perot. He's like, can I finish? Can I finish? Can't finish. He's
So he
showing
shows,
them
yeah,
the
the weapon.
weapons, and he's like, yeah, it redirects the bullets to the target. There's a rocket launcher, arrows with exploding or poisonous heads, a net launcher, a flamethrower. That's my favorite.
And an ice system.
Yes, that's new.
And they're happy with this weapon.
Right, but the case
It's empty.
is empty.
Mad.
And like meanwhile Lulu's like, ha.
Yeah, she like senses this is happening. Like, haha.
The stones
you
are
get it.
hidden. And he's like, well, what the fuck? I wanted the case with the stones in it.
And Lilu's telling the priest that, the guardians gave the stones to someone they can trust.
Right, because they don't fully trust the humans, so they had to give it to somebody else. So she's supposed to meet this person at a hotel, and she's looking for the address. Easy.
At Floston in the angel constellation.
Yeah, it's at the paradise thing, and now Zorg is screwed.
So yeah, he leaves him one crate of weapons.
For the
tells him,
cause.
but they should have asked about that red button.
And they go to look at that juicy candy-like button, and he pushes it, and ba-boom! Bada
Explode
boom!
themselves. They didn't kill themselves though, because they show up later.
Yeah,
so
they were
they just injured themselves.
Yeah, I guess it takes a lot to kill a Mangalore.
I guess.
So yeah, so now here come Tricky. Tricky goes to get what? He goes to get him. Who? What did I write here?
to?
I'm all Tricky goes to get him. Who? Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg. What? He tells the father.
I don't know. I have that the assistant to the priest has the plans for Floston, talking about the flights are full.
Okay.
There's this big event. That's when she gets the makeup machine and does
Right.
it.
I guess I didn't write any of that shit down.
And then there's a knock at the door, and they bring it's like this gang of thugs with like purple yarmulkes on. Like, what the fuck was
Right,
this
I don't-
headgear they had
Yeah,
going
like they
on?
had it was Devo wear.
Or something. And they bring Cornelius to Zorg,
Right.
and he remembers. This is the dude who said he was an art dealer.
Yes,
that
he
came
remembered
looking for
he's the guy with the
stones.
limp that showed up asking about the stones.
And so Zorg explains his theory of life.
Right. He likes to create a little destruction to encourage life.
Yes, but
Like, what does that even fucking mean? This doesn't apply.
I know bots have life, so the people who made these robots have jobs because I broke this glass.
I mean, I guess, like, does it not kill all of life in all of the galaxies?
I'm gonna
of
guess
the
he
world?
doesn't know that because he's asking them for money. He's asking that evil shadow for money, so he doesn't realize he's about to die.
I guess.
and
I
that
don't know. It
everything's about
doesn't
to be
seem
over.
It doesn't seem like a very good plan. He didn't think this through. I don't feel like.
And then after his little speech, he chokes on the cherry out of his drink.
Immediately, and here comes the veto. Like,
Oh, really?
that's weird.
You don't
What
need,
button do you push to get someone to pat you on the back?
And he's slamming on all those buttons, and that little like baby
I
naked
know, whatever
elephant,
that is.
whatever
It's
that
all
thing
cute.
came out was adorable.
He
Those
was
big
all
ol'
like
eyes.
holding it later. It
Yeah,
was all like,
the only thing he loves is
I
this
know,
little naked
right? And
elephant.
he keeps it under his desk.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh.
What is that alien's
got a
purpose?
trunk.
Why is it naked and squishy and soft and got a
Girl,
trunk?
girl, don't go there.
didn't think about
don't
that.
do it. Don't do it. He was stroking it later.
So the priest slaps him on the back, stops him choking.
Right, like everything that you have put together, all of your so-called power comes to an end over just a cherry, and he saves him
And Zorg throws him out, but will spare his life
for saving
now.
his. Right, for now.
And the priest's like, "You're a monster," and he goes, "I know." He does not give a
I
shit.
know.
I know. I love it.
I'm so good at it too. So now the evil space ball is eating up all of the communications in the galaxy.
And Tricky is piloting like a bug cam into
Yeah.
the president's office to spy.
Yeah, he's spying because the president finds out that the Diva Plaguna has the stones, and she's singing tonight at that charity thing.
Floston charity
Right.
event, whatever.
The what did they call it? The Gemini croquette.
Yes,
croquette
that sounds
Gemini.
right. Yeah.
And they need someone to go undercover, and
But
the
before
general,
Tricky can hear who,
right,
they smash his whatever
little
bug,
bug,
cam.
his
and he
little
gets
bug cam.
feedback.
Ow, my ears, my freaking ears.
So they recruit Corbin for this mission.
Right, he gets a message at the Noodle House.
Which comes to him.
Yeah, that comes to him, and he
Which,
like the last
fucking
two.
amazing. Could you imagine? You just
I
like open your
know.
door or window and the noodle house is right there.
Right, like he's got this
Floating.
rad little ship and like hangs out
He
and
had like
chats with
ducks
you.
hanging up. Dude. You could get
Yes.
some bomb food from.
I
What was
bet
his
it's
name?
good.
Mr. Fuck, he said his name.
I know
and
he
didn't write
sure
it
did,
down.
but I bet his ramen's fucking bomb.
I bet.
Oof. So yeah, so he's waiting there and he's got a message and the guy's like, "Oh, it might
bet
be
it's good
important." And he's
news.
like, "Nah, the last two things I heard was my wife leaving me and then my lawyer leaving with my wife.
And now you lost your job.
Well, he was like, oh, I bet you it's good news. Like,
Bet
you
you
can't,
lunch.
Yeah, I bet your lunch. You can't rain all the time. Can't rain all the time.
But it did.
and it did
sure
rain
did.
and it pours and he lost his job.
And you see at the bottom of the thing that he worked for Zorg Industries. So
Right.
he's never met Zorg and
No.
he will not ever meet Zorg in
No.
this movie. Even though they technically are.
Well, I bet
Fighting
like,
each other in a
Zorg
way.
owns everything.
Yeah, totally. And so his mom calls.
What?
Ty.
Ty?
His name.
Ty who? Oh, Mr. Ty.
Mr. Thai. Was he bringing Thai food in his
Ty
name
who?
was Mr.
Thai food?
Ooh, he from Thailand.
Mr. Ty. Okay. All right. Okay. So he gets a
He
phone
takes
call from
off.
his mother.
Oh,
and he was
God.
like, you
Who
better
sounds
go.
like Fran Drescher.
I know. She doesn't sound like she's that old. Like, how old
She
is he supposed
sounds
to
young
be?
because he's like 40. It looks like 35. Okay,
I know.
1997.
I know.
He
He's
was
probably
32.
unacceptable. Unacceptable, but probably.
But probably. But yeah, so she's probably supposed to be in her 60s at least.
I know,
and
but she
sounds
doesn't
young.
even. She sounds like me doing Linda Richmond. Like, not even a young person doing an
You
old
never
person.
call.
You don't
didn't-
call me. I don't know why I ever pushed you out.
And he closes the aluminum mini blinds. They still have aluminum mini
Yes.
blinds in the future.
Apparently.
No.
No.
And she's talking about this trip. You're gonna take me on this trip, and he's like, "What are
What
you
are you
talking about?"
She's like, it's been all over the radio. There's still radio also.
Oh, you don't know. You want a trip to Floston for 10 days, and it's like, bing,
He's like,
notification.
what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, and there's another thing. And now is this when
The general comes to the door
right.
with. Why did that major have Princess Leia buns?
I don't know.
That was weird.
I know. That was like it
'Cause
was a
nobody
little on the
else
nose.
in this whole movie had Princess Leia buns. It's
There
not
was
like
no
you're trying
reason
to tell
for
me
that.
that's just a regular hairstyle in this day and age.
Sure.
But she looked like a Spaceballs character,
She did.
right?
Oh, that was
She
weird. That was a
giving
weird
me-
choice.
And she didn't speak, I don't think.
Not
ever.
really.
It was just, none of them did. Just the main guy did.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And so you find out they want him to leave immediately for
Right.
Floston, meet with the diva, bring back the stones.
But
And
then
he's
the
an expert in everything they need for this mission.
right, because he's an expert in all the weapons that they need to use in this mission. So now the other Zorgs dudes come in to the building.
Yeah.
And
Or
he's-
wait, first. Hold on.
Well, because he stuffs them in the cabinet. Because
Because
Lilu
Lilu's
comes in.
there.
That's right. So he stuffs them in the
Lilu and the
refrigerator.
priest are there. Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, she hates the military. It's my new wife."
So he puts all three of them in his tiny little single fridge.
Right. And like he opens the door and the priest jumps out. Vito jumps out.
Yes.
He's like, "Sorry about it, but we need your tickets. We're gonna go. I have to take her."
Then the police arrive before
and they have to put
can.
the hands
and
in
so
the
he
thing
shoves Lilu into the shower,
and puts Vito in the
in the
bed
bed.
and puts the thing away.
and he goes and puts his hands on the wall,
Right.
and they do a little scan through the door. Are you classified as human?
Nope.
Negative. I am a meat popsicle.
And the neighbor, like, there's no numbers. Like, the numbers on the door are ambiguous.
Well, and I
They go-
think that Lilu or the priest, that card was on his door. And
Oh,
I think
maybe
one
they
of them
switched
moved
it.
it to the next door when they
Maybe.
found it. Yeah.
Oh, maybe. So they go to this berserker neighbor.
Oh my god, this dude. This bug-eyed fucking he looks like what's his name? From oh god, the stoner guy. Who looks like that all the time with them bug eyes. What the fuck? From not Dazed and Confused.
Jim Brewer?
Yes, like Jim Brewer.
He's insane now. But yeah, so he
Right.
goes, he's like, "Smoke you!"
Yeah, are you Corbin Dallas or whatever? And then
Yeah.
he's like, he won't answer. So they're like, yeah, this is the guy. The card's
Right.
on the door. This guy's an asshole. It must
Wrong
be him.
answer. Brat! They like take him out of the thing. They take the wrong guy out. They wrap him up. They put him in a bag.
Mm-hmm.
The monster guys now get the drop on the cops, right? And then they take the wrong guy.
Yes, they take
The
quote,
Mangalores
unquote,
take the wrong.
Corbin
Yeah, they
from
take the wrong guy because
police.
he's in a sack. Oh, they don't know what he looks like any fucking way.
Because they're just trying to get revenge on Zorg, and yeah, they
Right.
don't know what he looks like.
So they take the wrong guy.
Corbin drags the shower back down, and Lilu is wet and shivering. 'cause
Oh, the auto wash. Yeah.
wash.
Auto wash.
And he's like, I met you twice today, and both times you ended up in my arms.
Come on.
Must be my lucky day.
Come on. And then he forgets that, like,
Vito's fucking suffocating in
in
the
the bed.
auto bed maker.
Right.
Auto wash.
and like, so did he get 4 tickets?
No, just 2.
So they took 2. Oh yeah,
No, they
because
didn't
Vito
get the
doesn't
tickets.
take. Because she. Okay, that's
Yeah.
right.
So the general is now frozen in the fridge. So
Yes.
so Lilu and the priest take off. They take his plane tickets, club him over the head.
Right.
Then he gets the general back out of the fridge, and he looks like he's dead. But
I
he's
know.
not.
Well, no, he puts them back in there. He takes the tickets that they had, and he's
And
like,
then
"I
closes
accept the
the door.
mission." Yeah, that was weird because
But
then he
later
shows
that
up
guy's
later.
alive.
Well, they were able to regenerate her
That
from the
fridge
fucking
works
hand,
great. He was only in
Yeah,
there
it
for 5
does.
minutes or something.
and they were froze.
Yes.
That was a deep freeze.
So at the airport, there's all these trash heaps.
Yeah.
And I guess there was supposed to be some plot line about this where there was like these other
garbage?
species of aliens that were doing something with the garbage, and then something happened, I think financially, where
Right,
they
they were
couldn't
like, "We
make
gotta
all
cut
those
that out."
aliens. So,
Well, I mean, I don't know what good.
but they
it
left
would've
the
done.
trash because that's what they filmed in the
It
airport.
was there.
And
Well-
this is where we meet all of our supermodel cast. It
Oh, I
starts
know.
The stewardesses or whatever.
Right,
the flight
they're all
attendants.
gorgine. David is waiting there at the station or whatever, and he's got the multi-passes.
Yeah, they've got Corbin's tickets, so he's going to be
Right.
Corbin, and Lilu's got a multi-pass.
Yeah, because Vito's too old. Multi-pass. So he's too old to be a husband. Dallas arrives just in time, and then that's when Tattooed Head and Bug Eyes show up,
Yes.
and he's having
Well,
a real
first
hard time.
Corbin intercepts. Corbin shows up.
Right, he shows up
himself
first,
and gets
right.
his ticket, and
David
they're like
runs
boarding.
off.
Yeah, David runs off, and then the bald model, which I wrote. Oh, where did I write it? I wrote her fucking name in here somewhere.
I know she's got one.
So, I think maybe it's further down a little bit.
Oh,
But she's
well.
in here for a minute. So Cornelius is over getting a drink, talking to the bartender robot.
Yes, he's over. Like David finds Vito at the robot bar, and Crazy Eyes and Dragon Head try to check in as Dallas, and the hostess is like, "Huh?" Like they've already checked in, so he's struggling to maintain the disguise. She scans him, and she's like, "Hold on a second."
Yeah.
But they can't hold it, so they start blasting.
So her name was Eve Salvale. That girl
okay.
with the dragon tattoo on her
Didn't
head.
sound the girl with the dragon tattoo on
She
her
is
head.
the girl with the dragon tattoo on her head. And I tore out every photo of
Oh,
her
I
in a
did. Mm-hmm.
magazine second on my wall.
I remember seeing her on House of Style. And she was
Yep.
on all kinds of shit every time there was like a model thing.
Yes, she was like such a
part of it.
badass for having that skin bald head with that tattoo.
I wonder what's she doing now? Does she
I don't know.
still
We need to
shave
look
her
up
head?
Eve
She grow her hair out?
Salvale. I don't know. So the police spot them as aliens. A shootout occurs in
Mm-hmm.
the trash heap. Corbin is now on board and meets Ruby Rod.
Yeah, he's taken to meet Ruby Rod.
Who's a famous
If he
a famous media personality.
right, and it's halfway through the movie, and like this character
It's so a big
so
part of
iconic.
this.
Like it's his first real debut in this movie, and
And
it's
Corbin
halfway
does
through.
not give a fuck. He
He
not
doesn't wanna
interested in
do
meeting
this.
this guy. And I could not. So the only note I have about all the shit that Chris Tucker says right here
Oh, I
is I
couldn't-
can't keep up with this dialogue.
I
He's
couldn't.
too fast.
No, I got Corbin,
Yeah,
like
the
later,
fiercest
but
bitch on the planet.
the only other thing I got was like, oh, that's that girl that got her titty bit by Lestat.
That's right. Well, I was like, why she looks so familiar?
She got her titty bit by Lestat.
She the bloody titty lady.
Bit
That's right. And
her
she's adorable.
titty.
I remember saying
I
that
know. Mm-hmm.
when we did Interview with the Vampire. She's beautiful.
She cute.
Her little freckle. A lot of these girls, little freckle.
I think that was
girls
like
right here.
a,
That was
a,
the thing.
a style choice for like that's what they wanted their stewardess.
In fact, I have
assistants to-
Ruby is too busy romancing all the freckle faced.
I know. So now Tricky is trying to also check in as Corbin Dallas.
Yes, and they're like,
like-
look, I've had already my fill of
Right.
fucking
And you know
Corbin
what?
Dallases
No, the
today.
boarding has finished any fucking way. So no,
Yes,
you may
we're
not.
done. And so Ruby is over there talking to his boys, green, emerald
Yes.
green.
Yeah. Go. Dallas and fucking Lilu, that's her name. They get shown to their little pod.
Yes.
And he's like, this isn't a vacation. She's like, no problem.
And she speaks
Like
English
me.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, she learned. I'm supreme being.
Me, fifth element.
Fifth element. You no problem.
Me protect you.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he's like, oh, sure. And then the attendant presses the sleep
They
button.
all
He's
go to
out like
sleep.
a fucking light.
Right, yeah, because they're space traveling. You got to sleep. So,
Ruby's going down on the girl
Yes!
from fucking Interview with the Vampire.
but the legs go out. No, this was a different girl.
that's a different girl.
That's a
That's
different
not that
girl.
girl.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's not the same girl. So he's eating her out or something. And she's
And
got
her
the
legs go up with the landing gear. And that's when they flamethrower the parasites out.
Yes, they're doing all the little.
And I have a note. I'm glad to see
things.
they're still smoking weed in the future.
Right, I'm glad to see that stuck. And
And that's when
Zorg-
Tricky tells Zorg
Right.
that he's not on the fucking ship.
Right.
The real
I'm not
Corbin
on there. I
showed up.
couldn't get on there. He got there before me. And Ruby Rod's so like, I've never felt this way about a human.
So he's not a human, I'm guessing, or
don't-
he just only
or
fucks
he just only
aliens
fucks
normally?
aliens. I don't know, maybe. But he's getting busy. Tricky gets blown up. They take off.
He makes this girl lift off as they lift off.
I wonder if that was also like once you hit that hyperdrive, like
Whoa!
you bury it.
Yep, they take off for Floston at light speed.
Yes, they go plaid.
And the big evil is still out there growing.
Mr. Shadow calls Zorg, and that is the evil orb, is Mr. Shadow, I'm guessing, is when he talks to it. So
and
he
like,
asks
we
about
never
this-
get an explanation of
No.
where that came from or why.
Like,
or
why
it
he's
speaks English
talking,
and
why
calls Zorg on the phone.
That's weird.
It seems beyond its need. Why would it need,
Why would
need
it need
to
to
do
call?
that?
Because a puny human would have to take a phone call?
I guess.
I don't know. So he wants to know about the stones. Like Zorg's like, oh, I got it. You know, I'm going to get it. Don't worry. He begins to sweat the goo.
Because, yeah, it's not a wound. It's
No,
like a
it's
sweat
like
or
just
something. Because it's just coming
comes
out of his
out-
pores.
Right. And it's not blood.
It's just
I don't know.
dark.
It's just like goo. So now they land in paradise. Lilu's already up and gone.
And it's like a cruise ship, but it never touches the water. It just hovers
Right. It
above
hovers.
the
They go
water.
higher, like above the planet for dinner
When they
times.
mention beaches and stuff, so they must go
Yeah, there's
down onto the
400
surface.
beaches. I don't know how the
Interesting.
paradise planet works, Nicole.
So he wakes up alone in his pod. Lilu has already woken up, and she's out there getting laid by the.
Right. It's like Hawaii.
It's like Hawaii.
when you
yeah,
go to Hawaii, you
They
get laid.
their lays.
Yeah.
And Cornelius is found in the wiring of the fucking plane.
Right.
Because
he snuck
how did
on
he
there.
get into the wiring
When
in the
he
ceiling?
got on there when they were burning the little bumble balls off of there.
But
the
he did it
boglins off
after
of
they
them.
burned him. He got on.
Well,
and
because they
so-
were smoking a joint. They didn't see him sneak
Well, no, I
on.
know how he got on there, but
Oh.
how did he end up tangled in the
maybe
wiring
he
in the
got-
ceiling?
I-
I
who
thought he would have
knows?
been in like the.
He was trying to get somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
So, oh my God, Corbin is
Right.
shown to his luxury suite.
Yes, and he's going to meet Ruby Rod in 20 minutes. He's like,
He's got his Diva Plaguna tickets reserved.
right. He has, he needs an outfit.
He has
He's
a
got
selection
clothes.
of
He's got all
suits
the
ready.
things. Yep.
And how did his mom already get his fucking phone number in this place?
I know, because she's that good.
Oh,
'Cause she's
calling
that
the
good.
bitch already. Oh, your mother. You just
Yeah,
leave
you
your
did.
fucking
You left
mother.
without
Yeah.
your mother.
So the Diva crew arrives.
Oh
with the
yes, they all
case.
come in, and it's like, oh, she's here. She's here.
And I had to write, okay, this sailor suited attendant guy, who is this? It's Lee Evans.
It's not Jack Noseworthy.
It's Lee Evans, who I think I am so familiar with because I watched Something About Mary
Yes, that's who I know
at
him
least
from.
a dozen times in the 90s.
That's
and he
exactly
was
where I know him
in
from.
that. Yeah.
on those little crutch things.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yep. And so, yeah, that guy is the part of the crew.
Uh huh.
And
Was
the
he also in Mouse Hunt?
oh, maybe I don't.
Is he
Mouse Hunt? She said, is he also in Mouse Hunt? I don't know
Oh,
if
I
saw
don't
Mouse
remember.
Hunt.
I don't
In
know.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, he was in
Oh,
the episode of Doctor
okay.
Who, and then I think that was pretty much the only things I would have seen. Her
I
from.
only
looked
knew
at
it
that.
from
Yeah,
Something
he was
About
in- he was
Mary.
The other guy in Mouse Hunt.
Oh, okay.
So the diva sends an attendant with a message for Lilu
Right, because she can like feel her
that she's right
over
there. It's saying that she can have what she needs after the concert.
Right, right. She was like, "Oh, thanks for being here. Hang out here after the concert, and I'll give you what you need."
So it's concert time, and I guess Bruce Willis's reaction to this is genuine. Also, that
Also,
he didn't hear any of the
any of
singing
it.
part or see any of this, what she was going to look like and whatever, until he was seated there.
Right, and they had the
played
show.
it. And
That's
whatever.
kinda cool. I
so
guess when
his
they-
little like
I
stunned.
was like, "That's
Whoa,
weird."
was
I guess
genuine.
they gave this also to the singer who actually sung it, and they
Mm-hmm.
like handed it back like, "This is impossible."
Yeah, she told
Like,
him
you
this is
can't-
impossible. You can't do this. So
you
she
can't
had
do
to
this.
do the notes isolated, and then they put them all together digitally.
Yeah, because she had the range. I guess you just can't go that quickly.
And as this music starts, Lilu is getting attacked.
Right. It's Inva Mulla Chaco's aria of Lucia de Lammermoor.
And again, I got fucking.
I
a little
know.
bit
I
weepy
love that fucking.
watching her kick fucking ass.
I
to
know.
This song. Yeah, I love
The-
it. So
the
she's
music
breaking it
and she's-
down.
yep.
Lilu's breaking skulls.
That's exactly
I'm
what a
breaking
diva
into
breaks
tears.
it down. Lilu breaks it down. She's big mad.
I just wrote. I love seeing a woman beat the shit out
I
of big
love
old
it.
gnarly
Always,
dudes.
always, all the time. Diva begins to like sing to Dallas. And now this is when she's like breaking it down. She's
Mm-hmm.
doing the also Inva Mulla Chaco's the diva dance.
Yes. And they said it was impossible.
I know. I'm doing it
You
right
heard
now.
it live here.
See?
It's all here for you, folks.
It's all here for
All
you.
right here.
They said it couldn't be done, but I just did it.
Oh, so she throws the case at them. She gets up into the ventilation.
Right.
Zorg's there. He's shooting at the ceiling. He misses her. He's shooting. It's just like chaos.
I
It's
know.
just,
He's like, 'cause
shooting
the
and
music
fighting
is
and
going, the
music.
fighting is happening. It's like a whole thing. Everybody
The
is
Mangalores
arriving.
take over the ship, and the diva is shot in the
Oh,
chaos.
she dies like a swan. Oh, or she like it falls
Corbin
over.
goes and
all
grabs
dramatic.
her, and
Ruby's
she's
still
like,
broadcasting.
Yeah, Ruby's talking this whole time. He's out on like national airwaves, whatever, interplanetary airwaves.
Right. And from the description that Ruby's giving, the president and the general's like, oh, that sounds like
very
Mangalore's,
discreet.
like,
Yes,
obviously.
yeah. And so
He's like, come get me. I'm in the front row.
the diva's telling him that like the stones are in her.
Right. She's like, I'm dying.
And meanwhile, Lilu, again, she's so sad.
I know.
She's
like,
dying in the vent.
for a supreme being, she needs a lot of help. For the fifth element, for a supreme being, it's about as bad as her hair.
Right? And Zorg thinks he's done. He thinks he's got the stones. He's taken off and doesn't know till he's taken off when he opens the case. Like, you wouldn't fucking check immediately after
Duh.
already being given an empty case.
Duh.
The weight didn't tip you
Fool
off.
me once, fool me twice.
Yeah, shame on you.
You're a
Zorg.
fool,
And he's like
Zorg.
laughing hysterically.
I know, like
So, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that's after Dallas is trying to figure out what the hell she meant about the stones are in me, and he's like, oh,
literally.
like for real in you. Let me dig around.
Let me
in
just,
her.
dig in your guts.
Yeah, that's fine.
Not in a sexy way.
No.
I'm not getting up in your guts in a sexual way. I'm
But like literally
getting up
digging
in them
around
guts.
in your guts for
in that blue blood.
blue goo,
Yeah.
diva plaguna.
And he
That's
gives
her
Ruby
name.
that gun, and he accidentally shoots that Mangalore
Right.
just because
He's like, hold it. He's like, I can't.
shaking.
And then he startles him. He's like, bah!
Bah-bah.
He's like, oh, I just shot Marvin in the face.
So Corbin gives Ruby the stones, guard him with your life, and he just starts blasting
Green?
Mangalores.
Super green.
Yeah. And that's when the military guy's like, discreet, not really. Like,
Right, and
because you
he's
can
like,
hear all
well,
the shooting and shit on the
He's
radio.
got a way that he does things.
And Ruby's crawling around in the explosions,
Right.
screaming.
Like, yeah, he's still broadcasting. Corbin's facing off with all the people. Corbin asked Def Ray for that gun over there, and he rolls the
Oh
ball.
my god, he has no idea what's happening. That
I like
pop
it when he's
star
giving
or
the
whatever.
interview later. He was like, I just threw him over there. I just
don't even know.
He
I'm
asked me
just
for help,
amazing."
and I just threw him over there. Like,
And
thanks,
so, yeah,
Ray.
this is a great action scene. He does like the launches the Mangalore up into the top
right. He's like,
floor
don't shoot.
on
I'm
the-
not armed.
It's very cartoony.
And like he
kind of.
signals to Ruby. He's like, I think he's trying to tell me something.
And that
yeah.
bomb explodes and Ruby screams forever. Like,
Right.
the
So I'll count to
long
10.
ass-
There's explosions. Like, ah!
And Zorg had left a bomb,
Right.
and he's got 10 minutes till it detonates, and he's on his way back for these
Right.
stones.
But yeah, he has to come back
He's gotta
now
come
because
back
he's
to the
found out.
planet.
So now Corbin and Ruby, he's like assessing the situation, or when he comes down to the Diva's suite.
Right.
And he's like, oh, there's 7 on the right and 5 on the left.
left.
He's like, now there's 4 on
On
the right and 2
2
on the left. He's
They
like, we
won't
got to
fight
find their
without
leader.
Yep.
They won't fight without a leader. So Dallas takes him out.
Which he was holding Cornelius, so he just like shoots him right over his head.
Ooh, is that when he gets stuck in his eye when that happened? Like,
Who knows? So he's got to go find Lilu, and he finds her in the vent, half alive.
right.
Ruby sees the bomb.
It's like, what is this?
My man, Corbin, my man.
Coming.
What's the thing with all these numbers?
Yeah, it's at 4:52.
And Cornelius sees it.
He's like, oh, shit.
It's
Is that a bomb?
it's a bomb. So now more chaos.
Right,
They
now
get
it's at
out,
2
find an
minutes.
escape pod.
Zorg comes back for the stones, and there's like a near miss with him and
Right,
Corbin
that's
and
the only
everybody.
time they get close to meeting.
Right. They go to steal Zorg's ship, and he stops the bomb at 5 seconds with his little card.
Mm-hmm.
But the Mangalore deploys their bomb because
Yup.
for honor.
Yep, they
He's
go
like,
down
"Oh, no."
kamikaze style.
Oh no.
Oops.
So Dallas blows the door open and like, hang on.
Yes.
And out they go, right in the nick. Ruby signs off. That's the best show I ever did.
Yes. And now they've got all 5 elements
Mm-hmm.
on board. Cornelius guides them to the temple.
Right.
she's like out of it.
Right. And now the evil orb is heading towards Earth.
It's advancing at incredible speed.
Right. It's going to be there in
They
like
have less
1
than
hour and
2 hours.
57 minutes. Yeah.
So Lilu, she rallies a little bit, but then she starts learning about words that start with W.
Right. Because she's
Finds
on
out
V.
about war.
So she gets like really upset because
She is shaken as she should
right,
be.
as she should be, because war is bad. And now she can't get her shit together.
She
She's like,
doesn't
why would you
wanna
want to
save
save
us? Yeah,
us?
she's like,
Because
why?
whatever you do with it, like this is what you do with it. Why preserve life if all you want to do is kill?
Well, because there's some beautiful things worth saving.
Right? Like love.
Yes, love is worth saving. I don't know love.
I don't know love.
And so he
Well, they
expresses
go and-
his love to her.
Well, they go to the desert or whatever. They do the thing.
Oh yeah, they
put
set
all
up the whole
things,
thing and can't figure out how
and
to
she
open
can't.
the stones.
And she tells him, "Wind blows, fire burns, rain falls." And they're like, "Well, what the fuck? Maybe it's charades."
Right? So they figure out how to open the stones, but
Well, David
that's when
sighs on
she's-
it and
yes,
finds out by accident.
just
so they
by
don't think-
accident. Yeah.
So,
And so he promises her he'll take her on vacation when she's done. But
Right,
if she
but she
doesn't
just
do
gotta-
something, they're all gonna die. But
Right, they
she
gotta do the
doesn't
thing.
want to
Yeah, she's like, no.
until he says that he loves her.
Man,
And they
men will
kiss.
wait until the very last
Right?
fucking minute to say it first, won't
Right?
they? He will wait until they're about to be obliterated. Just fucking say it.
She's the supreme being. It's gonna
10,
save the
9,
earth. Just
8,
say it.
Corbin, 7, 6, Mr. Dallas.
And the elements all fire up.
Yep, right in the
Explode
nick.
through her. She destroys the evil. The stones close back up. The world is
Right?
saved.
The dark planet is dead, 62 miles from impact.
And they are heroes.
David cries out, yeah! Like, what you screaming for? It's always like a bomb or something. I'm going
Right?
home.
Ruby's out of there. And the president and general are thrilled. They want to meet them, but they are now in the pod regenerating and
Right.
resting.
Yeah, like they're not ready yet.
And the doctor goes to check if they're ready, and he's like, ooh,
Oop, yep, nope, they're not ready yet.
Nope,
And now
gonna
Dallas's
need
mom
5 more
calls
minutes.
again.
yes.
And the president talks to her like, oh, you're not the president. You don't sound like an idiot. He's an idiot. He's like, oh, God, take that.
And we close on Corbin and Lilu having
Doing the
sex
space
in the
sex.
blacklight tube.
Yep, because that's what you do. And we get this
Now we
close
saved
up
the
of
world.
her eyebrowless face.
Or they were like blonde or something.
Or
They were
something. I don't
bleached
know. It
brows.
was weird because it was all blown out because it was all blue. I don't know. They were doing the space sex.
Doing the space sex.
He's old. She's 19. I don't know.
Like I said, Bruce Willis was probably 35, but
I know, probably
still
really not
older
that. But
than
she
a
was
19-year-old.
definitely 19.
Right?
Well, she wasn't. She was too busy creeping with the director to creep with Bruce.
That's true. I prefer Bruce personally, but that's just me.
Having looked at the two of them, I think
Yeah.
that's what I would prefer too. Even though he runs like a duck, I just would be like, don't run. Don't run. Don't move. Just stay there.
Don't waddle.
Just call me honey. Just call me baby.
Sweetie.
Sweetie, honey, baby.
The Doom Biz.
Yeah, now you got to give it to him.
Now I started doing it at the end.
You
I gotta
made
remember
it.
to do
Now
it.
you get the Doom Biz.
Follow us on Instagram at Doom Generation Pod. Support us on Patreon for $2, $4, or $10 a month at patreon.com/Doom Generation Pod. Like, rate, review, subscribe on whatever your preferred listening service is.
Whatever you want.
Share something. We've been making these cool videos. We're on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels.
We out ya.
We got some funny videos going on, so check those out. And we got some new holographic stickers.
Oh, yes, they're new.
You can DM me if you want in on that, or you can just join the Patreon and it will be
And you'll
included.
just get one.
And you can call us at 702-720-DOOM and leave us a voicemail. Tell us you love us. Tell us you hate us.
Leave
Tell
us
us
a message. Send us a text.
you're wasting my time. Why'd you make me leave this voicemail? I don't like
I
doing
mean, that's
this.
hilarious. Please do that because I will laugh my ass off.
You can text message us at 702-720-3666. And until next week.
Yeah, we'll talk at you next time. Later, Doomers.